Thanks, Herb, and good show, mate. And now we'll get KD to come up. I will mention that I watched one of the videos, or both of the videos, of the Hole in the Wall, and I left a comment on KD's channel, the Hole in the Wall Gang. And if you know your American history, the Sundance Kid's not here, but welcome to the mic, Butch Cassidy.
Hello. Yeah, I don't know who all's seen the videos, but this week or this last weekend, we actually went over to the house and started working on the house and taking out that one door. We talked about putting that door back because people before, they had blocked the door up and I guess cut other doors or had another plan for the house, but I don't see the layout of it being that way. It's just kind of go from one room into another room and around to another room and then back around to another room in order to get to the kitchen. I just figured it would just be better just to open that door back up going from the living room to the kitchen, and then make a doorway going from the kitchen right there to the right of that doorway. As you come in that doorway from the living room to the kitchen, just right there in that wall to the right, just make a doorway there, and then box those other two doorways in that are there, the one that's going from the living room into the hallway, and then the one going from the kitchen into that other room. Just box that up, and then that way we can give each of the rooms a separate doorway, and it just empties into a hallway where you have access to 2 rooms or the bathroom, or you can go back into the kitchen. Okay, is that better on the mic?
Sorry about that. Open floor plan is the way to go. I think, it's just my opinion. Like I said, I mean, it just makes the whole house so much more spacious. Everybody does everything their way and they see things their way, but the open floor plan, that, like I said, if you can open up walls to allow one room that leads into another be seen, so you can actually see somebody working in the kitchen, or you can see out throughout the house. I actually like that. One day I'll take a video of mine too, and let you see how it's laid out. When you come in my front door, I can see all the way out to my back door.
Yeah. But what I was wanting to do was kind of thinking to accomplish with this. I really can't open up from the kitchen into the living room because part of the kitchen cabinets are on the wall on the opposite side of where the living room is. So what I thought I'd do is just keep the living room like a formal kind of area where you have seating and where people can talk and not have a TV going on in the background. And then we put and then if we want to get into more of a rambunctious atmosphere or more noisy atmosphere, then the kitchen and it's got what we're going to call the den, and then there's like that bar sticking out, so it's kind of opened up in there. I don't know whether I'm thinking about keeping the bar because it's actually a good place to sit. You could have breakfast there, that kind of thing. I was thinking but that would be opened up there, and then the living room we could actually put like maybe a fold out couch, a couch that makes into a bed, and then put a sliding door in the wall, like a pocket door there in that wall, and have that door slide to close off the living room. And then actually the living room could be turned into sleeping quarters if I had more people than I had space. So that's kind of what I was thinking, and that way that living room would be kind of isolated off, and then we would have area, because you can see from the back wall of the house or from the back door up into the kitchen. So it's pretty open through there, and then you would actually step off from the kitchen, I would make another doorway in that wall, and then you pass through there into a hallway, and you turn to the left, and there's a door there, and that goes into a room, and then you turn to the right, and there's a door that goes into a bedroom, and then straight ahead of you is the bathroom, and then there's linen closets and a water heater closet and all that kind of stuff, in that area. Go ahead, Seeds.
Yeah, I very much like an open plan home myself. My very first house wasn't that big, but it had like 18 doors in that damn thing. I can see why they probably did it. Either they were trying to utilise the space in the kitchen, but more than likely, Katie, it's probably keeping that living room closed off for heating purposes, I think. But I still think an open plan is much better. And the work that you've done already, like people don't understand, that wall framing was pretty solid. I probably wouldn't have spent that much time framing that wall up as they did. It just seemed like overkill, but it will open up the house, and it seems to make the house look bigger. That's the obvious thing with that.
Yeah, what they had done, they had on the kitchen side of the wall where you saw the sheetrock where they'd already taped and embedded, or started taping and embedded the wall. Before we took the shot, we actually moved a cabinet. There was a corner cabinet there. We moved that corner cabinet out. They have part of the countertop that goes with it, and there's some extra countertop that was included that's supposed to go with that, I guess, to finish that out. But I don't know exactly what they were how they had that planned, how they're planning on doing that in there. So what I'm thinking about doing is maybe either doing something with that cabinet, or taking that cabinet and trading it or selling, because I need to get a vanity cabinet for the bathroom. And so I'm thinking I've got some countertop that I could use, that I could just put in there and just have that as a countertop, like a desk type thing in there, or just add extra counter space. But take that cabinet and just sell that cabinet is kind of what I'm thinking, or repurpose it in some way, because it's a matching cabinet. It's just not refinished like the rest of the cabinets in the kitchen. So go ahead, Jeep.
Okay, I guess it cut off. How many square feet are there in the home, and is there attached garage? I don't remember seeing any garage or anything like that. Is it just the home itself?
It's just the house itself. The house is 1,250 square feet, and there's no garage, but there are 4 poles. I think they're 4 or 5 inch diameter metal pipe. They're in the ground outside to I guess they had a carport, or had the intentions of building a carport there, because the pipe's there, and all we'd have to do is just put the struts, or just put some metal pipe or something across the top of it, and then put and reinforce that, and then put sheet metal on it, and it could be a carport out there. So I mean, it's right there outside the back door, basically. But yeah, I was thinking they closed that off there in the kitchen to add extra cabinet space in there. But I don't think, I don't think we need it. I think it'd be better to open that up, and then we'll close that other door that's down on the other end, because there's another door that goes into that one bedroom there, and that way it'll make it where it'll make it where basically it would, if it was to be a bedroom, you would have people walking through it all the time. If I left it like it was, that would be the path to get from the living room through to where the kitchen is. And if my daughter decides to live with us out there, and we turn that into a bedroom for her, then she's not going to like that, having people walking through her bedroom and having that open all the time. So if I close that off and then put a doorway going into the hallway, and then have a doorway cut from the kitchen into the hallway, well, then that makes it a lot simpler. It makes it a lot easier. You've got the bathroom just across the hallway from the kitchen, so it's not that far. You don't have to walk through somebody's bedroom in order to get to the bathroom, and it's open, and people can see what's going on in the den, and vice versa into the kitchen. And conversations can carry on. We could have areas for people to sit and have the TV and stuff back there, and then keep the living room as like a more quieter place to greet guests, things like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, KD, I've asked the question before, but I forget how far this new property that you have is from your old one. That's just one part of the question. Just curious about the distance. And the second part is just a repeat question about when do you see that you'll actually move out there and be on site? It's just so much easier. But yeah, how far away from your home is it to this one now? And when do you think you and little John be heading out there?
About it's about 20. I would say it's about 20 miles from my house in town. It's basically just there's a what we call here in Texas what we call a state highway that comes from where I live now to basically where that house is, and with a quarter mile I just turn left and go a quarter mile on down, and it's right there off the side, it's a state highway road. So it's not very far. It only takes 25 minutes or so to get there. And I'm really not sure exactly when we're going to get to move out there. Right now, I'm hoping before long, but right now we're at the point we're just going out there and working and doing what we need to do in order to get some things done that need to be done before we could actually be living in the house. So about half an hour or so. Half hour, 20 minutes, 25 minutes at the most. It doesn't take long to get out there because we can do 60 miles an hour down this road, and it's pretty much open, and it's country. It's pretty much countryside. I'll have to do a video of it because there's like hills and valleys, and it's kind of scenic. So I was thinking about maybe doing a video of that, what the trip's like going out there. Good news is that we've been saving up, some supplies and stuff to do some things out there as far as what we decided we're going to do. The kids had a trampoline, and we're going to turn that into a chicken tractor. So that's one thing I'm kind of looking forward to working on. So, any more questions?
All right, KD, if we can, we'll sort of wrap the show there, but if you could also let people know, just like Herbster did, what you envisage you'll be doing for this next coming week to the property, just in a brief summary so people can know what to expect on upcoming videos that you'll be doing. And at the end of that, would you just drop your link in, KD, to your YouTube channel for those that aren't aware of what you're doing now?
Alrighty, yeah. Well, if the weather holds out, I took a trip. I made a trip to Lowe's. It's like a home supply store, you know, a lumber store, lumber yard, big box store type thing. Anyhow, we went I went to Lowe's and picked up some galvanized nails, because what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to make a ladder out of wood that we can lay up on top of the roof on the front pitch of the roof, the front half of the house, and because it's a little more of a steeper pitch. So what we're thinking is, I saw this actually on a YouTube video of a building that was brought in on a truck and set in a neighborhood in Spain, and they laid this. They had to get up on the roof in order to get access. And I'd been thinking about something like this before, about doing this before, and kind of, you know, had this idea. But I actually saw it in use, and I'm like, wow, that is going to work exactly. I mean, I think that's going to work for what we're. Now I don't have to replace the roof. I do have to replace some shingles up there. Some shingles were peeled back. I've got to fix some of the actually I'm going to just lay over some tar paper over the top of the exposed area, and then I've got the shingles, and I'm just going to shingle back in and fit the shingles back in, because some of them blew up, and we had a bad windstorm come through, and it blew some of them up and peeled them off, and I hadn't got to that part to fix it. We're lucky it hadn't leaked or anything, but we just got to replace some shingles up there. But this pitch on the thing is a little bit more than what I want to have to deal with. I've got a harness. I bought a harness. I got the anchor and everything. We're going to put an anchor up on the up there on the peak of the roof and tie off with a harness. And then I saw this ladder, and they made it out of 2x4s. And on the end of it, they laid the 2x4s flat, and then they put the rails of 2x4s across, you know, to make the ladder rungs. And so it laid flat with the 2x4s that go from the peak down to the edge of the roof. Those lay flat, and then the other ones lay flat crossing it to make a ladder. And then on the very top, they put a 2x4 on the underside of it, going across from one 2x4 to the other, and that hooks on the top of the roof. So it hooks up at the peak. And so what I thought I would do is just tie a rope or two onto that, and then we slide the thing up onto the roof, and it will lay flat and hook on that edge, and then we tie off a rope over to the other side, and then we secure the ladder at the bottom, and then I put a aluminum ladder up there, and I just climb there and then climb up onto the roof, and I can just go in there and move that ladder over to the areas where I need to work, and then be able to get up there and anchor off and be safe without falling off the top of the house.
Well, thanks, KD, and it's as normal starting to pour down with rain here. But thanks, Herbster, for your show tonight, and thank you, KD, for yours. And it would be remiss of me not to thank Luther, who also does the recording of these shows. So thank you very much for that, Luther. Thanks for coming, guys, and 9 p.m. next Monday night, the guys will be back to tell you what they're up to and what they've done. Thanks very much.